what should I do? Maybe I should show what I want. How can I show it what I want? I said, okay, let me stand up on my feet. Try to stand up on my feet. And then I ask everybody, please, can you hold me up? Can somebody please hold me up? I just want to walk, and they would laugh at me, well, come on, and I would ask my brother, I would yell and I'd scream, please, somebody, please just hold me up. I know I can walk. I know I can do that. Somebody, please. And nobody did. So, and then I said, okay, what should I do now? What should I do now? And I found a door handle. I said, okay, I'm going to grab myself and try to raise my weight up and stand on my feet. And I thought it was easy, and I went and tried it. Of course, I couldn't even move myself an inch. But I kept trying and trying until the door handle broke. And then my parents, at that time, the punishment was physical. They would come and slap me and would hit me and try to never do it again. But I had to. I really had to. I had no other choice but to learn how to walk.
So I think for folks that would jump to the conclusion that anyone can do this, I mean, the difference with you is that you didn't have a diagnosis that you had a spinal cord that was broken or something like that, so this whole time, if you had been born like where your child is born in Toronto, perhaps a doctor would have said, okay, this is what the child needs. And it sounds like physical therapy you did yourself to get your legs strong enough. And then how long did it take of you breaking doorknobs and getting punished before you figured out you indeed could walk?
Well, since I was no more allowed to do anything in the room, in the house, so I convinced my older brother, because I asked too many questions, and they asked, in order for me to not ask, I asked my brother. I never asked my parents question again, but I did ask my brother questions. And in winter, we all lived in one room. In winter, it was a nightmare for them because I would continually ask questions not about God anymore, but about everything else. So I told them, if I will not ask you any question, if you build me something outside the house. And he came up with an idea to build me like a gymnast, do 2 bars that I thought I could hold my hands and, just lift myself up. He built me something for spring. He built me something like that, and I couldn't do that. Then I couldn't still lift myself up. But I asked my brother, everybody to help me. Nobody helped me. But I would sit there. I would have my lunch there. I would just lie down there. I would rest there. I said, I'm not going to move unless somebody helped me. And unfortunately, nobody did. I relate all of this to actually people who says, oh, I feel alone. I struggle. Nobody here to help me. And I say, yeah, I know. When I help, I try to talk, I try to speak, or I do a life coaching. When people come to me, I say, I know exactly how you feel. Then I came up with another idea to ask my brother to create 2 steps kind of thing, that I could hold myself up, sit on it, and hold myself up and sit on it. But it took me about 2 years. In 2 years, probably I fell 1,000,000 times. When I was 7 years old, when I fell one time, and I felt pain in my knee, and that's when the whole thing changed.
So up until then, could you feel like if someone touched your leg, could you feel anything?
No feeling. I had no feeling whatsoever.
So have you talked to a modern day doctor about what potentially was wrong? And then when you had your own children, were you worried like, oh my goodness, what if this is something genetic?
Of course I was. When I had a chance to go see a doctor, I did. Every doctor I met, I said, okay, what is it? He says, everybody said, I don't know. I can't tell you what was wrong with you. So, but I was, whenever I had pain on my legs, any time in my life, even if still sometimes I do. And as a child, because it's in my head, I get that fear. What if it comes back? So I've been asking all doctors, but no answers. And they don't know. I know. How would they know?
So when someone were to ask you, how did you heal yourself? How do you answer the question? Hard work?
Well, the way I look at it, that's what this book is all about. 5 laws of inner change. And the first law is law of complete. And the law of complete says that we are complete. We are all complete. But the problem is that we don't know that. The problem is that the society, the way we live, the way we are, where we live, we are told constantly that we're not complete. You cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot do that. If you believe in the law of complete, if you actually read the book, it says that the first thing you need to do in your life, if you want to be successful in anything, you have to know that whatever you want is already inside you. Everything you want, you can actually do it yourself. So that's how I felt. I felt that unconsciously, I felt I am complete. I know I can do that. I know I can do this. So whenever in my life I had problem, let's say when we moved to Pakistan as a refugee, I was 11 years old. For the first time, I saw electricity. For the first time, I saw fancy cars, fridge and all that. And it was a different world. I said, what the heck? What is this? I didn't know this thing exists. And then I said, I believed I could do anything in my life. I said, okay, what do I want to do in my life? And then I said, wow, this is a different world. I want to travel the world. Somebody told me there's better places than Pakistan. I said, what? Says, yeah, there's United States, there's Canada, there's Europe. This is a different world. And I said, okay, I want to travel the world. I'm 11 years old. No language, nothing, a refugee. I want to travel the world. How? I know, I'm complete. This thing that taught me how to fix my legs, it'll show me the way. And I did. When I was 16 years old, I took my first overseas trip.
So would you say, some people would hear your story and say, okay, that's a miracle. You had a miraculous healing. Other people would say, well, you didn't have the right diagnosis and, you grew out of it. And you talked to physicians. And then your perspective is that you had what you needed to heal yourself within, and we all could be complete. And so if someone comes to you with a child that has, paralysis, would you say to them, the child can heal themselves? Would you say, how do you, when your parents called and they told you the story about the prophet or the religious leader came in, and if someone were to bring their child to you, what story would you tell them? How would you explain it to them?
Well, as far as people have asked me that question a million times, and my answer is, I don't know. I really don't know. But this is what I believe. If you have, and I believe, for me, it was something that happened when I was born. I don't think if it was something genetic. I believe that was something, my nerves, because I was not handled properly when I was born or something. And so maybe the nerve kind of was pinched or something. That's what I believe. Other than that, if something physical was really, let's say something was missing, but then I don't believe that actually I can just do it by talking. So yeah, I don't know exactly what happened to me, and I really care when people have come to me and says, so how about this? How about my child, my neighbor? I says, I'm really sorry. I really don't know. You better go to a doctor to diagnose that. If we had access to doctor, my parents would also take me to a doctor to diagnose it. I'm also sure they would diagnose me. They probably will say, okay, let's do some exercise, you'll be okay. But the thing is, the question is that my dilemma is that if I didn't try to do that, whatever, if it was my nerve was pinched somewhere, it would be unpinched, by itself, and I would be paralyzed. And then once my body is used to that, my body is done, then I was probably done. Maybe, I don't know. So all I'm saying that belief that I had in myself, that helped me to get what I am. Otherwise, I would still be paralyzed if I didn't believe in myself.